Hello and welcome. What you are about to hear is an excerpt from an oral history interview collected by the Octavia Phelan Public Library as part of its Our Stories, Our Community project. The full interview this excerpt is taken from is available on CD at the Octavia Phelan Public Library main branch.
My name is Ruth Hobbs. I'm 73 years old, and today is February the 12th, 2015. I'm a little behind. And I'm in Gallup, New Mexico, visiting with Barbara Stanley.
And my name is Barbara Stanley. I'm 77 years old. Today's date is February the 12th, 2015. We're here in Gallup, New Mexico, and Ruth and I have been friends for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
Ruth, your family has been here for a long time, and you were in the trading business, and your history is so exciting. Tell me about it.
Well, my family, my grandfather, Charles Cousins, homesteaded here when he mustered out of Fort Wingate in 1895. And he homesteaded, and because of his knowledge of Sanskrit, he'd been born in India, so he knew Sanskrit. And because of that, he was able to pick up the Navajo language very easily. And he did, and he became a trader to the Indian people south of town. And that's where my dad and his three brothers and sister were all born, at Cousins, New Mexico. And then they grew up and each went their own ways. My father, Bill Cousins, he went to Chinle, and he traded at Borrego Pass and Chinle, and he traded at Two Gray Hills and many other places. He met my mother at Chinle when he worked for Cozy McSparron at Thunderbird Ranch. Oh, okay. And they were married in 1934. And they stayed there for many years, and then an opportunity came around where he could go to work for a couple named Bill and Sally Lippincott, who had just bought Wide Ruins Trading Post, sometimes called Quintil in Navajo, which means wide ruined.
Right.
Anyway, so he went and talked to him, and he took the job. And so that's where I came along. I was born then in Ganado, which was just a little ways from Wide Ruins.
That was the Sage Hospital then,
Sage
wasn't it?
Memorial Hospital, And it was run by the Presbyterians. My mother had a Chinese doctor and an Eskimo nurse.
Cool.
It was kind of funny. I went to day school at Clagato, which was about 8 miles from Wide Ruins. But I loved living out there. It was just great.
In day school, were you the only white girl?
No, I was the only white girl. There were 2 other white children, my brother and another trader's child.
So, did you do a lot of English speaking, or did they do a lot of Navajo, or? Well,
in our playtime, we talked Navajo with the Navajo kids because that was easier for them, and they would goad us into doing it. So we spoke Navajo with the kids in playtime. The rest of the time it was English, and once in a while we'd make them come around to our side too. So it was kind of fun and interesting. It was a 1-room schoolhouse. There was a cloakroom and an outhouse, and the one teacher taught grades 1 through 12, of whichever students were at that particular age. It might be a first grader and a third grader and a 7th grader, maybe a couple of seniors, maybe a couple, So you kind of overall heard everybody.
The Octavia Phelan Public Library is committed to providing open and wide access to information. please visit one of our branches in Gallup, New Mexico. The music used in this podcast was Enigmatic by Ben Sound, available at www.bensound.com. Thank you for listening to this oral history. This is John Fortunato for the Octavia Film Public Library.